Alright guys, so this is a review of, I guess, a model that some people don't even bother to make a review of because it does have a very good reputation. This is the Norscot 365BL. I want to start off by saying that mine does have added metal tracks and the normal one would have rubber tracks. And I think that if you do go to buy this model or have it, the metal tracks are definitely a great addition to it, and that's the only reason why I bought the model. If you do want to know where you bought or where I bought them, just write a comment to me and I will tell you. So the functions of this model are definitely good, but they're also very limited. And what I mean by that is, you can see the bucket curls in that far, but when you go to curl it out, it will only curl out that far. And that definitely becomes a bad thing when you try to curl in the stick, because the stick goes out very far. And my cylinder actually won't hold, but the stick goes out that far, but it only comes in this far, and that's only enough to display it like that, and that does become an issue to some people, and that didn't stop me from buying it, but the model does have it. The boom comes up this far, which is good enough for me, and it also goes down that far, and if you're wondering ground level, it's around that, so that's also very good. It spins a 360, and if you had the metal tracks on it, they would roll, but unfortunately with the metal ones, I made it so they don't roll, just so they don't fall off. So the details on this are pretty much everything you would expect from a Norscot model. One thing I do want to say is, I believe this model was made in 2001, and if I'm not correct, please correct me, but I believe it was around that time period. And for that time period, this is still Norscot's most popular scale model, and it's because it's just so nice. Even in the detail, it doesn't have the detail that you would find on most models current day today, but for the most part, it has really nice detail. If you go down to the tracks, you can see the frames. They have the stairs, the steps right here to go up to the tracks, and then they have the rollers, which they are casted, but it still shows that for 2001 this model was very nice. The motor's right here, and then the sprocket in the back. You can see my metal tracks do add, well, not mine, at least the ones that I added to them do add a lot to the model. We go up to the upper structure, to the cab. It has the seat inside and the controls. It doesn't have any foot joysticks or anything, but I do have to say the cab is probably the least detailed on this model, at least on the inside. And you can see mine is bought from someone else. The black paint on the cab is even flat. The side of the model, they're not etched through, but it is etched. That's actually, I like that a lot. I think it shows a lot of detail on the side, and even the cat decaling is actually really crisp, and this is something that I normally don't say from a cat model. The back side of the counterweight has the bolt detail and the pinstriping, which is the cat red line logo. And then the right side has what a real 365 does, and it's pretty much just flat panels and doors. Model also has catwalks. It is etched, but again not etched through. And it has the ladders over here, which unfortunately are plastic. But again, this model was made in 2001, and I don't think that they changed any casting or anything from it then. I believe they even still produce it in the red line, as it is a B series excavator. And it has the railings if you do go on the catwalk and are servicing the machine. If we raise up over here and look at the top of the machine, you can see that it even has texture up here, and it's just pretty much just etched a little bit. And a lot of times when you see this, the paint doesn't really want to stick in there, and it does on this. It actually looks very nice, and if we hold it over, you're able to see it a little better. Actually has a really nice amount of detailing up here. Exhaust is large, but it is plastic. Has hydraulic lines running from the body to the boom, and those run up the boom. And the way that they do it is on these, which these are plastic also, but It doesn't really bother me. I actually forget that they are, but for the review I'll say it. And the boom is held together by rivets, and you can see one right there and then one right there, which really doesn't show by much since it is painted. I assume that they snapped the boom together when they painted, that's why the rivets are painted. And then it has the cat logo here and also on the other side, which is also very nice. Hydraulic lining on the stick, and you can see the stick even has auxiliary hydraulic lines in the casting of it. And going down to the bucket, it's a 5-tooth bucket. A lot of times on the Norscot models, if you haven't noticed, like the 320 DL, it might be a 5-tooth bucket, but it is also very thin. I do wish that they would have provided this model with a little bit bigger of a bucket, but this is what they give you. And it does have 5 teeth on it, and like I said, the curling to it is limited. We turn the model. I can show you the underside of the bucket, and the underside of the bucket pretty much just has the wear plate underneath it, and the side has the cutting teeth on the side. So there you can tell the detail of it. And while I'm in the detail, the build quality of it is actually pretty nice, I have to say. It's definitely a well-made model. It's really a tough model too. It's not cheaply made. Like a lot of the new models today. Very limited plastic on it. Really the only plastic things are the hand railing and the hydraulic lines running up the boom. I do feel like they should add metal tracks to it, but that's for a whole nother video. So to sum up the review, a great excavator model to have. I only didn't buy one sooner because I didn't have the metal tracks available to buy from somebody, and now that I do, obviously I added one. I feel that if you have one, you should also buy the metal tracks, but not only that, even if you can't buy the metal tracks, you should definitely get one of these because it really is a great model to have, and it almost feels like this is everybody's excavator. And what I mean by that is everybody always has one in their collection. If they had metal tracks on them, I'd probably buy another one for my collection, but it's just sometimes it's kind of just a pain to add the metal tracks to it. They're actually very easy to add, but it'd be a lot easier if they just sold them with the metal tracks, and I don't understand why they don't, but I don't own Norscot or anything, so I have no say in that. But definitely a great model to have. It retails for around 50 bucks, which is still a steal because it's also a pretty decent sized model. It's not the biggest thing around, but it also is really nice to have. So if you're into excavators and you have any question of buying this model, you should definitely just get it.